Hey, good afternoon, everybody. Appreciate you being here with us. I got myself and Henrik and Terry will pop on in a minute. So first is a sound check. Everybody hearing me okay?
Loud and clear.
Okay. We got 42,000 people on. And it looks like 40,000 people can hear me. The other two are having trouble. But that's okay. We got the majority. Cool. All right. So the first thing I want to kind of go over is that a lot of people have been asking us about embed networks and other links besides just Google links, and how we can take the Google links that we're doing, within the GMB and within the ranking factory. How do we create some more power, some more juice to those links through a funnel of sorts? And so with that question, I went and did my research, and we've come up with our own little version of what we do, what other people do, and just bringing price points down to make it affordable for everybody. Ridiculously affordable, I think, from what I understand. So today's venue is really going to be talking about, what is a embed network? Some people know about them, some people don't know about them. Why do we want to use them if we keep touting, that we're building all these great links with Google, which we are. But there's an ocean of diversity out here. So just in a really quick scenario, what I'd like to do is have everybody answer this question for me. Do you really understand what an embed network is? Okay, because this will help us as we kind of move along to understand this. So, Henrik, I'm not sure if you can see the answers.
No, I can't.
But we are absolutely 50-50. Okay, we are 50-50. So half the people don't even know what an embed network is, which is great, because we're going to share with everybody what it is and how you can best use it. Okay. So the second question is, do you think that we really need more links than are not Google backlinks? Or can we live with just Google backlinks? Okay. This is interesting. Okay, can you guys see the poll?
They can't see the votes, I think.
Okay. So the answer is kind of interesting, Henrik. It's 80% yes, we can live, and 20% no. So do we really need more links that are not Google backlinks? And 80% of everybody believes that we need additional links other than Google backlinks. Now, I would tend to disagree, simply because we know the power of what we're doing, but I'll rephrase that by saying I agree that diversity doesn't hurt, right? So I'm in the minority of the answer to that question. But it's interesting for us today to understand why we want to utilize an embed network or backlinks or other tier 1, tier 2, tier 3 environments, simply because of diversity, right? So the last question is the purpose here, answer this one. Okay, is the purpose of an embed network to A, get tiered links, B, pass juice, or C, have your money site linked to a lot of websites? And we're gonna wait till this is done. Carolyn, they're powerful and different links create cloud cover. Okay, like a smoke screen. Is that what you're saying, Carolyn? Oh, you know what? I'm sorry. I should have put another button on here that says all three. However, interesting. Okay, 24% of everybody believes that the purpose of it is to get tiered links. So just bear this in mind, Henrik, as we're going through. 59 pass juice, and 18% have your money site linked to a lot of websites. Okay? So thanks for answering those questions. It kind of gives us a little bit of a platform here to talk and discuss. And for all of you that are using an embed network of sorts, or made up your own, or PBNs, if you want to call it that, what we're going to ask you to do for those, because you notice at the very beginning, a major majority, well, not a major majority, but a lot of people don't even know what an embed network is or how it works. So if you would be so kind as a group with us to raise your hand at some point here that says how you are using, or what you are using, not what, but how, and some theories behind this as we move along, that would be awesome. So how many of you guys are actually using and would be willing to share? Just give me a 1 in the box. And then when we get ready to share a little bit, because this is more of a training environment than a sales environment, because we just want to bring this opportunity to everybody. Okay? Cool. All right, Carolyn, Terry, David, Alex might. Okay, cool. So when we get ready to do that, we'll ask you all to raise your hand. So thank you for participating in that. Henrik, did you find those answers interesting?
Yep.
So I did. It's amazing how what I think doesn't necessarily follow with what everybody else thinks. But then again, I wouldn't be here if I was like everyone else. So, all right. So Henrik's going to go over a little bit right now about the embed process, why and what we use it for, and some of the benefits from that. So I am going to share and make Henrik the organizer at the moment, and then we'll pop on with Terry in just a minute. Okay. Your show, Henrik.
Okie doke. Can everybody see my screen?
Yes, sir.
So in general, what an embed network is the opportunity to embed some of your properties, for instance, like your GMB or a video or a GMB website or whatever you want to embed into other properties out on the web.
Wait a minute. Not seeing screen, so you're seeing the last poll.
Just a second.
Close polls. Close. Okay, how about now? You guys okay?
Now we're seeing the Ranking Factory original screen, still not seeing Henrik.
Okay, hold on. So at least the poll issue is taken care of. Staff. Henrik's screen now should be coming.
Yeah, we're seeing it now.
Okay.
All right, cool. Thanks, guys. Thanks,
So
Mark.
generally, what we are doing in the green zone is normally that we will have a lot of G properties which will be linking out to our money site. And RFI is doing a great work of helping us creating that process. But what we can do is we can get links from outside to those properties that we have been building within the Google environment to create more activity on those links. And what we normally will do is to get, to get a layer from out here, which could be a tier 1 layer, linking back to your G properties. So I will make it yellow out here so we can see it. So in this area out here, you will have maybe a GMB embedded into a website. And that website might be a part of an embed network. So that will be maybe a tier 1 linking to our GMB. So it will be embedded there. But we could also have several layers or tiers out in that yellow area. So we could have maybe a second one, a third one coming in here. So you would have one here, one here. So this one, an embed or contextual link will link up to an embed that's here, and that embed will link to something here, which then goes out to our properties. So we're building up a network out there where those links will be pointing back to our G site, to our GMB website, to our sheets and folders, or to our cloud properties, or to our PRs. By linking back to those, you're creating activities on those properties, which all in all link back to our money site and actually pumping up our money site. Is everybody, or do they understand the concept of it? So do you understand what we're trying to do?
Everybody answer. Give me a yes if you understand, or 2 if you're still cloudy. Cool. All of our answers are yes.
Yes. So basically, an embed network will power up our G properties and then ultimately our money side, and that's what we're after. So how are we doing that? Well, we have arranged that we can embed, and maybe I should show the form now.
Well, one of the things that I would like you to talk about with that graphic that you have right there.
Yeah.
You've been kind of talking about embedding links, right?
I'm talking about 2 things. Either what we call contextual links,
yep,
which is a link on a blog or on a Tumblr site where you have your contextual links or your anchor text as the keywords that we're putting into to the system. Or you could have actually your Google My Business embedded into maybe 500 websites.
Yep.
All those pointing back to your GMB by the embed code in itself. Okay. So if somebody is going to share your GMB by saying, okay, I want to embed this into my website, that's a normal, in Google's eyes, it's a normal procedure that somebody might want to embed exactly your restaurant or whatever your GMB is about into their website because they're making a review or whatever. That's normally how an embed will be placed.
All right.
So here you can say, we are organizing that you're giving maybe 1,000 embeds on different blocks with a high domain authority, a page authority, and that's actually give Google a signal of, here's something of importance because they're pointing back to maybe your Google My Business website, or they're pointing back to your to your G site. So what we're actually doing, that the GMB embeds in itself will point to the GMB, I should say, but the other links that we're creating at the same time would point back to either your G site or your Google My Business website, or the sheet in your G Drive where you have all the other links that you have been generated in RFR,
Right.
or into your cloud stack where you have stacked your your G properties. So if you have been on any of Terry's webinars, you will have seen how he has stacked different properties into his cloud stacks, which is then stacking on itself and then ultimately going back to your money site, or where you're pointing which target you have put into that process. But also you could actually give contextual link back to your PRs. So as long as your PRs are live, they will get activity, either pumping up, passing the dues on to your ultimately money site, where you normally will be linking to in your PRs. Or if the PR, normally, for instance, in match PRs, you will have the digital journal as one of the network that has been syndicated to, and that will be live for forever. So that link will actually have a continuous power, whereas some of the PRs will die after maybe 30, 60, or 90 days.
So part of what we're going to give everybody an opportunity to do is not only just put in your links, okay, but we're also going to be able to embed your embeds. So you're going to embed your embeds within the network. So I'm gonna make Terry the presenter right now. And so Terry, if you would kind of share that idea with all the properties that we're making in RFR, and the same thing in GMB, it all is going to make sense, whether you're in GMB, whether you're in Ranking Factory, whether you're in content, whatever it is, you're going to be able to understand that not only are we setting up backlinks, but we're also going to share with you right now, from what Terry's going to show you, what you're already doing. And as Scott, just sent to me, it says embeds equal iframes. So take a real good look, because when we go over the form that we're going to give you to order these, you're going to be able to put, I think, 3 embeds in your embed network that we're providing. So we're going to exponentially just, increase your power as a rocket ship to the moon. So Terry, go ahead. I talk too much. You are muted, Terry. Unmute yourself, Terry.
I'm unmuted.
All right, my friend.
Are you seeing one of my cloud properties?
I am. Is everybody else seeing it? Yes, you're seeing.
Okay. This is an Amazon. It's on the Amazon cloud. I have a YouTube video there, some content, a Google map, my map.
Thanks, David.
Both this my map and this YouTube are embedded on here. So when we set up these cloud stacks, we're creating a small embed network, 4 or 6 properties stacked together. Imagine you can do this with 1,200 properties that are relevant either to the geo area of your client or your money page, or to the niche, or a combination of both. So not just 4 or 6 cloud properties, but you can embed in them.
Wait a minute. I see RFR. I see RFR form, not the S3 site. All I see is the RFR. I am seeing the HTML creator and the Cloud Stacker tab.
Okay, then I'll tell you what I'll do. How about if I go like this? Now, do you see a puppy?
Everybody see a puppy? Yes, 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 yes.
Okay.
Woof, woof.
Just for the record, this is what I was talking about earlier, one of our cloud properties that's got a video and a mind map in it. But if we go to YouTube, a video, and right click, we can get an embed code right there. That again, you can put in this embed network an embed code of a video for your client or your money page or your affiliate link or wherever it is you're looking to go. We can take, this is a business.site, a GMB website, right? We can create an iframe of that. If you have the GMB mega poster, it's a piece of cake. You just drop it in and create one. These buttons are live. If you want to call them, if you want to get directions, if you want to use the menu, if you want to scroll down.
Wow, that's pretty powerful.
And if you don't have the mega poster, shame on you. There's lots of places like this, iframegenerator.com, where you can just go and pop in a URL. This business site, I grab the URL, I go to this iframe generator, pop the URL in here, and let's see, I want it, maybe I only want it to be.
We have specific sizes, so that'll all be on the form.
But then you just, boom, there you've got your embed. So, and that, you'll notice that also gives you a embed code, an iframe code. So you can get an iframe code there. Like I said, you can grab them from your YouTube.
Josie, sit.
I can turn that video off.
No, sit.
Take care, Josie. Calm down. This is a GMB, and we can grab a code in it right here where it says share. Click share, embed, and here's an iframe. You see that's an iframe code also. If you want to iframe a map in there, you can just copy that and you've got an iframe code for that. So lots of places where you can grab an embed. Those are three easy ones for a map, for a URL like a GMB site, or for a YouTube. Just, grab the embed, grab the embed, grab the embeds, and decide on how you want to use them. Just like we do with our cloud properties, except, as many as 1,200 other properties that carry your embeds.
So within just the RFR, and you're used to creating what Terry's sharing with you here, you could also then add, your sheets link, right? So you have all of your sheet properties by adding the link in here with your anchor text. You can add, anything, all the PR links into a sheet from Magis PR.
You can iframe a calendar. You can iframe, so much of this stuff here. Your blogger, like I said, sheets.
G-Site.
Yeah, so many of this stuff that you can, grab the iframe for and embed it. You've seen, whether it's myself, Madge, embedding all sorts of things in our cloud properties or our bloggers. It's the same idea, except instead of just going to those 6 clouds, like I said, you can go to over 1,000 other properties. And these are properties, like I said, that can be geo-targeted. If you're like, this is, a particular area, obviously that's why you're using a map. But if you're not using a map, you're using sheets and calendar, then it can be niche related. So you get powerful backlinks from relevant properties.
So here's a good question, Terry.
Uh-oh.
If we embed the calendar into this, network we're creating, is that going to update every 30 minutes?
Yes.
No, it won't. You're kidding.
Not only that, if you embed your press release, which has in it a sheets, you can go into your G Drive, add a line of some new links to your sheets, and update all the press release locations and all the embed networks that have a press release in them. So there's lots of opportunities to keep these properties fresh because of your embeds.
So let's stop right there. Does everybody understand what Terry just said? Does everybody understand what Terry just said? Literally.
This is a iframe of a GMB page, and this is a post.
Thank you, Lee. On
that, which means that when I make a new post on this iframe is updated. Any of your iframes that you can update will update anywhere they are iframed in. Calendars update themselves. Most of your other properties, you have a capability of updating them manually if you want. And when you do, everywhere they're iframed, everywhere you've embedded them in a network is also updated. And that's pretty powerful, that you can just change those links. You can keep them up to date. You can add information to them long after they've been created.
So the bottom line is that understanding the Google properties, where Google updates itself like every 5 minutes, let's just make this really simple, Terry. If you create a Google Sheet, which is your anchor text on both sides, your simple Google Sheet, and then 3 days later, you go add another anchor text to that Google Sheet will update. And if that Google Sheet is embedded into this process that we're talking about, then that whole embed network gets pinged, if you will, that there's an update. So it's like, every time that you do something to your GMB post, and that GMB post is in this embed situation, it's like you went down for breath number 3 and you just got a lifeline. You're back up on top, right? So the beautiful part about all these things that we're talking about is it's fresh content. Like Bewilder Beast, Hissif, okay, whatever. Is talking about is like, we're really able to not just put, let's just say this, statistically in the past, for those of you that do embeds, would you agree that in the past, it was primarily you're just putting your sites and you're putting your static pages and you're trying to get links back to this and links back to that, and they're not living, breathing elements. Would you guys kind of agree with that from in the past? Okay. From the original PBNs and from all that type of thing, we were just trying to get links, static links, right, Tim? But now, because of what we're able to do with RFR, with GMB, and we're creating all of these livable documents, that we're doing with the Google Drive documents, it just keeps, it's like a bad disease. It just keeps perpetuating itself and perpetuating itself. And, you think it's dead and it comes back alive. You think you buried it and it comes back alive. Does everybody really kind of get the power of why not only the network itself is powerful, but when we embed our embeds of the embeds to the embed, we're literally creating a living, breathing environment that can last forever, right? If an iframe press release on Google Doc and iframe calendar on the same doc, every time the calendar updates, does that update the iframe of the PR as well?
Yes, because
yeah, it should, exactly.
The page that PR is on is updated when the iframe changes.
Carolyn, she's funny. She says it's like a mirror in a mirror in a mirror in a mirror that goes on to infinity.
I think what Alan is talking about is if you do embed the press release in the Google Doc. But I think Terry mentioned that if you take, for instance, a calendar or something else and embed in the press release first, then the press release will get updated, not the other way around.
Right. Right. If you have a GMB embedded in your press release, and Google's already told us they like us to update our GMBs with fresh posts, every time you put a new post in, that iframe changes, no matter where it's embedded. Because all that iframe is a window in a hole in the website showing a different website underneath it, a different web property underneath it, not necessarily a site, just a page. But anytime this page, this GMB website page changes, anywhere that has a hole showing it in there will also update.
Okay, so
keep in mind, if you decide to put something in the embed network, put something out there that you can then update later. Exactly. or that will update itself if you want to embed a Google Calendar. Because if you're going to use the embed network, you're using it to get links. Your links are more powerful if they are active links than if they're not. And thankfully, like I said, these links will have relevancy as well. So you can refresh them either on a regular or irregular basis. But if you use a GMB and you're regularly posting to the GMB anyway, you're just getting more out of every post is you're getting more juice out of every post because it's going out and updating an entire embed network for you.
Right. So here's a interesting question. And I'm going to say that the answer to all of your questions, can I do this? Can I do that? Is it possible? The simple answer is, if you can get an embed code from whatever your question is, the answer would be yes. So here's the question. Can we do a YouTube playlist? The answer would be, can we get an embed code to a YouTube playlist?
Right.
Yes, you can.
We know we can.
Yep, we can, right?
I don't know if this account has that playlist. Click down here and see. Okay, they have some playlists, see? So if they have playlists, we can get the embed code of that playlist.
To grow your business. With promo, you can create
Well, this is a commercial, obviously, but but anyway, yes, we can grab those.
So that brings a whole new element to, if you want to just kind of use this process for your YouTube videos and you put the playlist in there, then Terry, what's going to happen if they upload another video to their playlist?
It'll rotate in.
It'll refresh it as new content, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the beauty of an embed. It's like I said, it's just like showing a window to another site within a site, and anytime that interior site changes, you get to see it change.
Right. So it's almost, the opportunities here from what we're trying to share with you is a little bit like Carolyn's, example. It's a mirror and 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 a mirror that just is endless. So whatever your mind can conceive with what you're doing, as long as you can figure out how to get an embed code for whatever it is that you're doing, then you've answered your own question, right?
The big
So
reason YouTube is so powerful is because people are constantly adding new videos to it.
exactly.
So
And
it's
if
not stagnant at all.
Right. I wonder where the endless beer effect explanation came from. I just got it from Carolyn. She got it from somebody else, who 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 got it from somebody else.
Originally, somebody was drunk and looked at a mirror and held their mirror up and went, "Whoa."
No, you know where I originally got it from? I tried to do a Google Hangout. And when and all I did was see the Google Hangout screen going deeper and deeper and deeper endlessly.
Well, I think
Marco said this
it was
originally.
Marco who coined the term in one of the webbies.
Yeah, Marco did. Yeah, endless loop, I think he said, right? Or it's trapping the bot down the rabbit hole. So, but I just remember, years ago thinking, man, that I did something wrong on my Hangout because it just kept going on and on and on and on. So, all right, cool. You guys find this interesting? Learning anything?
Just remember, if you've embedded it in your HTMLs, your cloud properties, your bloggers, your G sites, then you can embed it in an embed network.
Right. So, Terry, what's interesting is that I went out and just really tried to Google information about embed networks today. Well, actually this week. And quite frankly, there's really nothing about what we're doing or what we're talking about here today that I could find. Most embed networks that you Google, you're going to pop up IT embed networks of this process or that, but there really wasn't any meat out there that's talking about the possibilities of what you can do with this type of process that we're bringing forward to everybody, especially using what they already have within GMB and Ranking Factory. What does the embed network consist of? The 1,200 links. Well, the 1,200 links are not necessarily 1,200 links. They're variations of 1,000 to 1,400 or whatever, just depends. But most of the time, would you use this type of process, Terry, for local, or would you use it for CPA offers or national?
Yes.
All right. However, the really cool thing about doing local, because we are talking about what? GMBs, right? What we're going to be doing is you're going to find, and Henrik, if you would, you want to bring up that list of links for our test cases so we can kind of share with everybody that for the local, and then we're going to do some authority on it as well, but they're by niche. Not only are they by niche, but we're drilling it down by city. So we're for real relevancy. If it is the GMB, it's local and city. So you're gonna find that the blogs, if you will, that these networks are being put on. No, you cannot have the state, Gary. You're greedy. But that's becomes even more relevant when the content is on a related, site that has city and state authority, right?
Right.
Evan, what are the properties? Are the authority that you have on the domains? It's based on a Money Robot or Holly's network. I really not going to get into where all of these things are from. We're working together to put this together for the group. So the fact remains is that when we pull up the blogs that have been, we actually just created what we're going to share with you, blog networks that were never in existence before we tried this. And then I'm going to show you the authority of the pages that we're getting. Okay.
Right. Remember, these have relevancy which matters. And in local, your competition for your local properties may have some citations, may even have done a press release at some point, but they're not going to have thousands of links out there from relevant properties. So this gives you a leg up on the competition.
Right. So, Hendrik, you have that list?
Yeah, I just want to comment on Caroline's little RSS wish, whether we could get an RSS feed from the calendar. I'll shortly come up with a webinar where I will show how to get that effect out of the tools that you have available. So we'll come back to that, Caroline. But we have something in the pipeline.
Have you ever heard of the expression "cat out of the bag"?
No.
Oh, well, let me explain to you what that means later. Jeezy Pete. All right. Okay, do you see Hendrik's page now, you guys?
Yeah.
Cool. Okay. So I want you to look at this. Do you have Authority Checker?
Yeah.
Okay. So every one of these pages and every one of these domains that we're looking at, you'll see they're very, very, very niche specific. FHA loans, blah, blah, blah. These did not exist 2 weeks ago. Okay. So this is one of the tests that we ran. And one of the things I wanted to make sure of is that we weren't just putting things out on, shit sites, right? So if you take a look and just take a quick sampling of those and put those into the Authority Checker, which is one of our tools, by the way. And if you don't have the Authority Checker, you probably should have it because it's very, very quick and very, very easy. So go ahead and pop those into Authority Checker and let's just see what the DAPA is on these particular domains.
I just popped them in. So it'll just be a short while, then I'll show the screen where they're on.
Now you can go over to the Authority Checker and let everybody see. It takes a second to go through them all, but it will pop them back up. You just pop them in there as a group. You don't have to go and do captchas or anything else. It's just really, really easy and simple. You pop them in there, check the authority. You can see on the bottom that it's running, over on the right that it's running. And this is all based on the new Moz changes as well. So, hopefully we're not going to get 00112200 sites, because a lot of what this really equates itself to is the authority of the domain that you're posting your links on, right? Everybody agree with that? That's why we want to get all of our stuff onto Google, because the authority of the domain. That's why we want to get our stuff on cloud, the authority of the domain, right? So we talk about that all the time. So if you did just a regular embed on a regular network on pages that were way overused or did not have any authority to them, all you're doing is getting a link. We want to try to make sure that what we're building is of value for you guys, and you're going to be getting good links. And this is a way that we can check them if you have the Authority Checker. How many of people that are on here right now do not have our Authority Checker software?
Yeah, the Authority Checker software comes in handy for a lot of different things. But keep in mind, like I said, these links are the double threat there. They've got authority and they have relevance. And Google loves to see both of those.
Evan, I don't like you.
And Patrick, a little later in the webinar,
I love you.
In 2 or 3 minutes, I can show you guys how to grab the iframe code for any of your calendars. It's not a big deal.
Okay, great. So if you take a look at that, the way that this is structured, because it shows first page authority and current page authority, the reason that you see the double columns is because this is the first time Henrik has run that. So we know what the authority is, and then we can, as we were to take our sites, our regular money sites, we can check the authority, and as we continue to build the links and hopefully the authority of those sites, we could check it against the first page authority of the first time that we've done this. Okay. So
remember, when you get this report with these links on here, you can run RFR to any or all of them.
Correct.
To build them up.
Total. Yeah, that's true too. Yeah. Right. Guess what? You could take all of the links to all of the embed networks and put them all into a sheet with your anchor text, and take that sheet with all of these, and the mirror is happening. Do you guys get it? In sheets, then calendars. So, it's like taking the press release links. Now we can take all of our embed links and do the same thing. It becomes ridiculous. But are you guys impressed with the authority of these pages that we're putting our links on? And understanding that these pages did not exist 2 weeks ago? Is that pretty cool? So we just wanted to share with you that we're not just out there putting crap on or putting our great stuff on crappy shit, right? So, and if you have the authority checker, you can always check these. But I like the idea, Terry, because I did not think of it earlier, and that's a great idea. Once you get all of your links back, 1,200 of them, 500 of them, 1,000 of them, dang, what can you do now, right? So thanks, Henrik. That was awesome. Look at the APA of these things. It's nuts. Go ahead, Terry. Go take it back and show them what you were going to talk about with the calendars.
Oh, okay.
Recycle the links again, Tim Judge. Exactly. And we don't want you to share this idea outside of our group either, by the way. Do I need to give you the control again?
I think I can get it back. Yeah, I think I just got it back.
Okay.
Should be seeing a calendar now.
We do.
Okay. You can pick one of your calendars, and when you mouse over it, you'll see these 3 dots. And if you left click on that, you can get your settings. You'll see it says settings and sharing, because you want to be sharing. When you click on that, here's your settings. If you scroll down a ways, they hide it down near the bottom. Here is the embed code. It's an iframe code. Now you can copy and you can use this code to embed this calendar in a web page. This is Google telling you this. So have fun with it. You can customize it here if you want particular widths and heights, things like that. But it's right in, built into your calendar, specifically so you can use this code to embed this calendar in a web page.
So this,
you're doing something Google says, do this.
Yeah. And this is your calendar that you've gotten because you can only get the embed code from a calendar by logging into your Google account. No other way.
Right. This is a calendar I've built.
Not correct, Patrick, because in the
that's
GMB.
A question. That's a question.
Okay.
Any calendar that's public.
Well, what were you going to say, Henrik?
In the GMB poster, you can grab the calendar link when you create it and just put it in the iframe generator, and then you have the embed there.
Yeah, with the iframe generator, you can embed something that's not even yours if you wanted to.
Yeah.
But this, like I said, this is following Google's terms of service. They want you to use this code to embed this calendar in a web page. You're spreading the Google property. They like that stuff.
So Amy is a travel agent. So when I want to travel, Amy, do I come to you or I go to, Travelocity? So her question is, how would I use a calendar to promote myself as a new travel agent? Well, you create everything about you that you can, and you put it into your calendars, and you just create the events every day and do what we're sharing, and it will continue to pop up, with your information that you created about yourself as a travel agent.
And you embed in it links to your business, your phone number, all that kind of stuff embedded in that calendar. I don't mean embed in the sense of iframing it. I just mean as part of the text of that event, you put information about yourself out there.
Does that make sense, Amy? And if you're a travel agent, you live in a particular city, so you now have all the opportunities about your GMB, your BizSite GMB, and then using Ranking Factory to do the links to your GMB, your posting. I mean, we could really kind of get into a whirlpool of ideas here that might cause everybody to want to go out and start drinking.
If Amy is creating a GMB and create, let's say, 20 posts to the GMB, and then take those links, embed those into a calendar event, then she is creating 48 times 20 links on a daily basis in the calendar. And if you have 48 events on a daily basis, 30 days a week, that's 28,800 links that she's creating.
Right.
And if you're in you set up your GMB, if you're in a cold city, your posts are all about getting to somewhere warm. And if you're in a hot city, your posts are about getting away from the heat, and you just, every GMB post, as Henrik said, you then embed in your calendars and get those links rolling constantly and forever, or as long as Google's around, which is reasonably forever.
Right. Hey, Henrik, while we're finishing this up, can you pull up Search Space and let's take a look at what they charge for links? But yeah, I mean, within the calendars is so powerful. Nobody really understands that. And Dan, as real estate agents, you can do open houses and seminars or whatever. And you can actually go in, and if you have the same event happening every month or every week or whatever, you can modify the calendars. And we just give you the opportunity to create 48 events a day, and there is no duplicate content. Why? It's an event. You can do the same thing every single day, every 30 minutes and you're not going to ever get penalized. What you got there, Terry?
I just say you can come in here into your calendar, pick one, and you got an edit button right there.
Yep.
Also, of course, when you set up your calendar, you can have 48 different titles if you want. One can be looking for a 2-bedroom, 2-bath. Another one can be looking for a 2-bedroom with 1 bath, looking for a basement, looking for land. You can change, spin those titles or put in 48 different titles and go through them. Of course, you can spin the content and links and everything. So you don't have to post 48 identical events every day.
Is there, from your experience of doing that, Terry, is there a limit on characters now? I know there used to be unlimited.
In the body of it?
Yeah.
There is now, but I can't remember off the top of my head, but it's huge. It's not like you have to worry about it.
Maybe 3,600 words or something like that.
I think it's more than that, but something like that. You can put quite a bit in there.
Put it this way, you can put more information in there than you need to, no matter what.
And you can put more information in there than is on nearly any website you find on page 1. So
take your whole website and put it in here. Who cares? It doesn't matter. It's just content, right? But like, Terry was saying, within the calendar, you guys, and this is RFR, it's not GMB, guys, but within the RFR, with a calendar module, you have the opportunity to spin, the titles. And it's so, look how easy this is.
you can put 48 titles in there if you want, unique titles, or you can put a spun version of a title and let it just spin them for you. If you put 12 in there, it'll pick through the 12 and then start again at the top. So you'd have, repeated 4 times each title. But you can, like I said, you can do 48 unique titles in here, either by spinning or by just posting in 48 unique titles.
And so within the body, Tim Judd is asking, where do we put the links to the sheets into our calendars?
See if I got a calendar here, I can just. No, that didn't have an article in it, but right in here, you put this, you can put links in here.
So just regular HTML links, Tim.
And they will be live when the calendar goes out. Let's see if I find, see these links right here? These are live links within that calendar.
And you think Google Calendar has any juice?
So you can put links in there. You can put links. Notice I've got links at the bottom and the top.
And the NAP, and the NAP, and the NAP.
And an attachment. Which is URL shorteners that go to probably URL shorteners. Yep.
Go to more URL shorteners. Yeah. How many times you stack them?
I think that's it. Yeah, then it goes to Sheets.
It goes to Sheets.
And the Sheets goes
to a new sheet.
No, back to URL shorteners. And then it goes to my Chrome extension.
You're sick.
Which is a ranking on page 1, thank you. But that's another story. But all that because of links in the calendar.
Tim, did that make sense, bud? Is your brain okay?
Which means that link, those links are every day they're going back out again.
And it's all part of the Google Calendar system that is just there to disseminate information.
It's going tomorrow, it's going Friday, Saturday, and if I go ahead from March to it's going, through April. I could go to next year and it would still be out there.
Okay, interesting. Can you use anchor text links in the event content for the calendar? Why would you want to put anchor? Because you want to just get your keyword?
No, you can't create links which has an anchor text. You can only create links.
The links are just URLs. And hopefully your URL does include your keywords. That's the ideal way to structure your URLs for money pages, is to have the keywords in them. But like we said, you can embed this entire calendar. Go grab that iframe and put it in your blog, your cloud properties, and an embed network. And let's face it, IFTT network is a simplified embed network. So you guys have been using embed networks with the clouds, and with IFTTT and stuff, but this is just a more sophisticated embed network that also has relevancy.
Alex said he did it the other day. So
Congratulations, Alex. But what did you do the other day?
yeah, if you got him, wow.
Jerry, could you try to click the edit button?
And now I can make any edits I want.
Oh yeah, you can create a link with anchor text in it. So if you go down and say benefit of web design company, highlight that.
There's
Then
a link
go up and create a link.
Well, that's cool.
Then
I've
you can
got
do it
some-
manually. We have to see whether we can find a way to come around that in RFR.
Where was I? Over here.
So it says that's what RFR does. It creates the anchor text link at the bottom of the calendar.
Yeah.
Now, having done that, I can go up here because I'm going to save this. And I can duplicate that if I want. But just so you know, now when I save this, it's going to ask me a question. Come on, calendar, don't make a liar out of me. There we go. Do I want to just do this event or this and following events? In other words, I can make this change so that the next event, every time this goes, will have that new link in it.
But if you do it to all events, doesn't it take the previous one as well?
Yes, yeah, it does.
So you can actually backlink it. No, that's the
Well, yeah,
wrong term, but you can actually
changing our embeds. Yeah, you can go in and you can change previous calendars, events that have already, you might have already embedded somewhere, and are already out there and indexed, and hopefully sending you some link juice. But anyway, I just want to show you can edit just this one if you want. If you're doing real estate and they're all different, and this one you want, for a specific property or something like that. You want the 4 o'clock one different or the particular one different. You can edit just one, but I don't know why you would. So.
I mean, look, there's all kinds of reasons for everybody to do something. Alan is asking this question. Henrik, if you're not careful with that, you could mess up your anchor text ratio with 28K anchor text links per month.
Yep.
What does that mean?
That means that the proportion of your anchor text versus, let's say, naked links has maybe a higher, let's say, probability in the Google algorithm than if you're putting in anchor text within the event and you create 28,800 links with that same anchor text in a month. Mm-hmm. then your anchor text ratio will be just spoiling it. Or so that's
Luckily, I'm a believer in Ted Kubitis's research that shows that you cannot have too high of an anchor text ratio. It will not negatively affect you, put it that way. I mean,
okay.
You could have every word on your page be, nothing but anchor text, and you wouldn't rank because nobody would want to see your page. But
well, what Alex is saying here is, so it's better to do spun anchor text in RFR to dilute the anchor text ratio, what you're talking about, correct?
Right, and you have that ability. Or like I showed in mine, you can have your links be just the actual URL links, naked links, and then you don't have to worry about it.
Okay, well, we're kind of going down a rabbit hole here, which is always
Yeah,
fun.
this doesn't have a lot to do with the embed network, other than the fact that you can embed calendars in it.
Hey, no, it's all part of the whole process, and you know, it doesn't do us much good to say, hey, here's a program, here's a product, you know, think about how you can use it and go buy it. Okay, this is way. Are you guys okay with us going down this rabbit hole and other things?
There are people out here who didn't realize you could create calendars that would be permanent, and would rank, be sending out 48 times a day, or that you could embed them, or that you could edit them for future events and stuff like that. So it doesn't hurt to learn a little bit more, even if that's not why you're here for this particular webinar.
Doesn't matter. You can always. I always learn something. So cool. Keep throwing out ideas on how to use it. It raises the value. Okay. So Alan, I'm going to go increase my prices before I give everybody the link, because we now have increased the value of what we've done exponentially. Is that okay? We're good, man. I prefer the foxhole, not the rabbit hole, Rusty says. Rusty, where did you come from, dude? Awesome. No. Daryl, you'll have to watch the webinar. Patrick, go pound sand. Take a long walk off a short pier, Alan. Come on. Let's get with it. Yes, there's always a replay. So anyway, I think you guys are getting the point. And so the reason I wanted to go down these, Henrik, did you get SERP Space?
Yeah, they're charging 3 credits per embed.
Show your screen so we can share what people could do if they want to do it.
You've got the screen, Henrik.
Yeah. So if you go and take the map powerhouse at SERP Space, you will pay, depending on your category, but in the general one, which is business, you pay 3 credits for each embed.
And how much? So if that was 1,000 embeds, that would be 3,000 credits, right?
One credit is 10 cents. So it's 30 cents per embed.
30 cents
per embed.
So that would be what, $300?
If you have 1,000 or $300.
So that's what some of the competition out there is doing. We do understand that there are a lot of different places to go and get this, and these environments, but they don't understand. Herman, yes, there's always a replay, my friend. I don't really think that people understand, thanks, Henrik, how important what we do in RFR rather, and GMB, and the links that we're getting, and how we can put all this thing together. Look, you guys think that what we're doing in Ranking Factory and GMB and putting all this together for you and getting these high-powered links, you think it's important for you guys to have this other outlet, or did I just waste my time building it? A yes or a no would be helpful.
I'm glad we're getting into this. I'll be honest with you. I pay to be in an embed network that allows me to embed 300 links a month, and I pay $500 a month for that. Well, to be honest, $4.99. But so people pay all sorts of money to do embeds already, because we understand they're powerful.
Right. Okay. So I think most of the people agree that, we're not just creating shiny objects. We're not just trying to throw shit at you to make more money, because when you see the prices that we're going to charge you, somebody should come to Baltimore and shoot me, because I'm a horse that's dying and I need to be shot in the head. So as always within Ranking Factory and RFR, we always, try to give you the best prices we can. So we'll get to that. I heard it's easy to get shot in Baltimore. Brian, you're exactly right. Right? Depends on where you go. I remember in 1967 when I went down, when I was only 1967, I was 15 years old and went in downtown Baltimore. That was at the height of if any of you understand American history, that was at the height of the riots in downtown Baltimore, or in many of the southern states of our United States of America. And I remember going down there, and I can almost to this day remember how fearful I was to actually not make it through one street to the next street because of all the shit that was going on. It was pretty crazy at that time. But in any case, what Henrik is going to do here is share with you the form that we need you to fill out. And part of the reason we went through this process for the last hour is to make it extremely clear on what it is that you can do and how you can do it, and how when you order these, that you can make them more powerful. Does that make sense to everybody? So there was a method to my madness for you guys to go through this process and begin to think about what it is that you want to do and how you're going to fill this form out. Okay, so I'll give it back over to Henrik.
Yeah, just a second. Somebody has messed up the form. I don't know who.
What? Who? Oh, you know what?
No.
I can tell you why. You're looking at the edit form, not the...
Yeah, but if you go in here, I can see.
Yep. Doss ordered his form last night, so he changed all that information. So look at the top. You got the edit form up.
Way to go, Doss.
Yeah, Doss, you could screw up I won't say
Yeah,
that.
but I was just. But give me the link, because somebody changed it. I just opened the form.
Okay, look at your URL at the top and look at the last word on the URL at the top.
Yeah.
Does it say view form or edit?
View form.
Huh. Okay, well, go through this process anyway, and I'll have to fix it.
Yeah.
So everybody's just going to have to wait a little bit for me to fix this. Okay?
So you put in your email address, you put in your first name, like Henrik. You put in your surname, Hansen. Oops.
What the flip? I'm going to bust his butt.
Your Skype ID, which is something here. Your niche.
I'm glad we saw this.
And then your sub niche that you put in. So that could be mortgage broker. The city. The states. Florida. Then you drop in 5 links here. So if I take some links here, I will start dropping them in here. It have to be 1 link on each line. So if you don't give it a line break, you will be shot. So I will have a few more here. And the last one I'm putting in here will be to a Drive folder with all the docs that I have in it. So I put in Sheets, I put in the Google Drive, I put in the business website and the Google site as well. So that's that. And then I'll go down and put in my embed codes. So I'll take one here.
Hey, Henry, just make sure that when you're going through that, that everybody kind of make sure that they're not using the same examples that we put in there. So they're just examples.
Yeah. But up here where these are actually in the example text, you can see the red asterisk here indicating that it's required. So you have to go and fill it in the line below, and there has to be one link on each line. And down here, you have to put in one iframe per embed code, and you can embed up to 3 iframes. So here you get really money for.
This is the crazy part right here, guys. This is nuts. And remember, look at the top, 640 by 480, okay? Now you take,
Not 600 by 450, Henrik.
Yeah. 640 by 480.
So I'll change that. I took it from my G sheet.
Please make sure you do this, because if it comes back wrong and you didn't do it right, I can't protect you. You'll have to pay for it again. So one of the things we're going to do is we're going to put a video on the training page about filling this form out before anybody fills it out.
Because remember, you want your properties to look good. So if you have all sorts of different sizes, things are just not going to look good when it comes out.
Right.
We have a requirement that it can't only be 640 for 480. So, and here in the next, you will put in your NAP for your GMB, which you will have to be exactly as it is on your GMB. So copy that out and put it in here. So for me, it'll be Ocean's Lending. And then address, city, state, so the zip code. So you get the picture. And then you put in your keywords, max 5 keywords, and 1 per line as well. So here I'll put in.
I wonder if.
Like this, okay? And here we have, that will be in a rare case that you will be allowed, but you will have to pay extra money to get a spun article with titles into it. So when you have done that, double check your form, you hit submit.
So go ahead and hit submit.
I would rather not doing it now because the form is not proper.
Well, I fixed it. So what you can do is, now I guess you don't want to hit submit right now because it'll go into the system.
Yeah.
Okay. let me put the link in the chat right now, and could somebody else double check it? Let me put it into the, not the chat, but in the question area. Where's questions? Chat. Okay. Let me put this link in here.
I've just loaded it again. You're missing this one. That should say niche.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. That's interesting. How in the hell did he do that? All right. Well, we're going to do another test because all the other things work on the bottom there, so we're good.
Yeah.
Okay. So does everybody understand, the criticalness of filling this out and then, having a thought process, right? The thought process is, just kind of making sure that you're doing and adding the greatest possibility that you can with those 3 embeds. So for you guys that are using networks like Terry or whatever, does anybody want to share any other ideas at the very beginning that I asked people to talk about if you are using? Please don't make city, state, and NAP a required field. Okay, I can do that. Alex, is there any reason why not?
Well, he's not doing local marketing, but you still want relevant properties, and if there are no geo relevance possible,
Yeah.
I mean, you don't know what geo area, what area of the world you're in. It's hard to make any relevance for the geographic area.
But if he's doing affiliate, then he might not want it. So.
Right, but I mean, you could still say, United States or Florida or something like that if you were doing an area.
Hang on a second.
Just the more information you put in, the more powerful the links are going to be. But you could do it without, I guess.
Yeah, Alex, I could do that. That's a cost for a rewrite for that for you. But I could do that. City, you don't want city and state. You don't want that required, right? Okay. What else?
The NAP, but the NAP isn't required. So.
No, the NAP is not required at the moment anyway. Keywords are. All right, go ahead and let's just refresh this. Hang on one second, Henrik. All right, go ahead. Thanks, Alex. I appreciate it. I don't know what niche means, Daryl.
You didn't put an E at the end of niche.
That's a foreign word. Golly day, guys.
Neek.
That's foreign. Came out of my translator somewhere. You guys want to pick on me all the time.
Niche with an E is also a foreign word, but we use it here in the States. So.
All right, I succumb to those that are more intelligent than me. Refresh again.
Is that with an E?
Good spelling is not my friend, Daryl. That's why I use Dragon Naturally Speaking, because if my fingers try to spell, it sucks. But Dragon's not all that smart. Sometimes. Is it? We good now?
Yep.
So just out of curiosity, since all you guys are here and we can kind of make this custom, maybe, do you see any other data field that you would want? I'm not saying that I can do it, but I'm just asking if there's anything that we missed. Evan, do you see anything that we missed, or any of you guys that are doing, these types of things? But this form is going to go directly to our VA, which is going to directly get it built. Yeah, I'm going to put
tell us how much.
All right, hold on. Give me 1 second. All right, are we done? What is it? It's not international. What does that mean, Bern? Oh, the word niche is the back end automated. Yes, Brian. It's automated to a submission for the VAs to get the work done, so the system does not get abused.
So it's uniform for
Right.
the purposes of getting it done quicker and built better.
Do not do that. Okay, so I'm going to bring up my screen here in just a second. So any other final questions on embedding or anything else?
And if at some point you have questions, you can find Henrik or myself on Skype and say, hey, can I embed such and such, or how would I do that, or something like that, and we can reach out if you need a little help on it. Henrik, notice I just threw you in there, so you're committed. You're committed now.
All right. So
You're always giving me work, Terry. I don't know why.
all righty. Let me get back over here. You notice they didn't mention me. I think that's kind of rude. But
It could be because I wanted to keep you from having extra load.
oh, you know what? You're so full of shit.
Or it could be because you might not have the answer to their question. But it was probably due to keeping things easier for you.
Yeah, I love you too. All right. So I got Michael Bose and Rank Gold for Embed now. So you got pricing? Yes, I do. Let's see what it is. So you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay. That's the link.
therankingstore.com/embeds.
And that's where we are right now. So you click over here on Order the Embed Factory here. Click on that. Tick tock, tick tock. So if you're a mastermind member, then the embed code discount is going to be embed or embed RFR. I'll have to look that up, but I think that's correct. Everybody got that? So we're waiting.
Trying to use the internet while you're on a webinar, so everything slows down.
Is everybody on the page and click on the buy button? You want to click on it, Terry? I got a zillion things open here. Damn. Here we go. All right, so you'll notice that the entire price point for the network, you fill in your first name, your last name, your email address, your Skype ID, payment information for every embed is $69. The embed code here, embed RFR, apply, and it didn't work because it's probably embed with an S. And it probably didn't work here because it's capital. Okay. Let me go to Pay Kickstarter and get the coupon codes for you. But anyway, it'll end up being between 33 and 35 bucks per order. Is that agreeable to everybody?
That's for all those links that are
Yes,
relevant
sir.
and have authority. That's a hell of a deal.
Yep. What do you guys think? I got to go find you the coupon code, but at $69, is this a good deal straight up without your membership discount? I'm just curious. I want honest answers. Yes, yes. I'm in that. Yes, yes. How many pages will the embeds go out to for one order? Approximately 1,000. No, this is a one-time. This is every time that you order, it'll be that price with your discount code, which I don't plan on changing for at least 30 days. You guys good with that? Am I nuts? Am I crazy? Is it too cheap? Should I charge more? Do all the embeds become active at once, or are they drip? They're all at once. Would you want us to do drip? We've been talking about it.
I don't mind them all at once because they're not all going to be indexed at once. So,
Correct.
but I think you should charge more for other people.
So would this be ideal to send it to your Google document that has all the links versus straight to a specific page or a video URL? Yeah, as long as your Google document is a URL, so that could be one of your URLs that you're sending to, right?
Remember, you can put in 5 URLs. So you can put in 5 properties, all of which end up linking to your money page.
You get, Alex, you get a report of the links like what Hendrik shared with you earlier. Brian, you don't need a list of niches. You put in your niche and your city and state. And if that niche and city and state is not currently available, such as my mortgage broker in Melbourne was not available. Gregory, yes, you could hit that little button right here, right there, and you can buy as many of these as you want at once. But Brian, if the niche does not exist, such as Ocean's Lending for the mortgage broker, it will be created, and that's why I wanted to share with you a copy of the links to show you how powerful those links were. So you can get 1,000 embeds for a single niche, of course.
Yeah, and they are built for you when this form is when that other form is filled out. So they're specific to your niche, your geographic area.
Is there a time frame to use them? Gregory, no. Henrik.
Yep.
Yes, if you can order as many as you want, but you don't have to fill out the form. Brian, the built for you aspect escaped me. Oh, it just gets better. Gotcha. Yeah. So, literally speaking, if there isn't, I don't know how to say this any different, but, I was kind of worried that we were going to build this out and we were going to come back with 1,000 links and all those links had like no value to them, right? So that's why the first thing that Henrik and I did when we got our test is I said, give me them effing links so that I could check them out to make sure. And I about dropped, if I had dentures, I'd have lost them. You know, as Gary said, I did have to go change my underwear. But this is pretty cool. So if we repeat the order, different inputs, then they will be embedded on same URL, property, city, and state. As long as you know, well, that I'm not sure of. It possibly could, yes. Because the blogs have been built for authority in those, so it'd be okay that, you know, you're going to be putting that information on there as well.
It'd be on unique URLs, but it could be on a domain that's already
Correct.
set up for that niche and that geo.
The domain authority will remain the same. The page will be a separate page, right? Because got to remember, if you look at those links, Henrik, you want to pull those up real quick again so we can share with everybody? So that we're really, really, really clear on this. All right, take a look at those URL titles. Gary, can you, I'm on something else. Can you make him presenter? Oh, 10 of these I can, I guess.
It's yours, Henrik.
Okay,
Yeah.
thank you.
So look at those titles, guys. FHA, that's our keyword. FHA home mortgage, Melbourne, Florida. That, you know, this is our city and state. So Scott, to answer your question, you could do as many of these. I could do 100 of these, put different keywords in, and they're all going to be built on a different page on that blog. Will it work in other languages? Well,
yeah, in any language.
it'll work in any language. Wherever you're sending that link to, if that page or that content is in a different language, it will. If your keywords are in a different language, it will. Right? So you can use this for international, Alex, exactly. So if everything that you do is in Spanish, then all the links will be, and you know, all the content will be as well, right? Does that make sense to everybody? Is this cool or what? Shall I increase my prices? Cool? No. Cool? No. Damn. Somebody say yes. All right. Is the link working for everybody? Has everybody been able to buy using the discount code? Remember, it's embeds RFR or embeds MM. And if you're not in MM, don't use it, because I'll delete you and not refund you. How long did it take to run links and get them back? Henrik, how long did it take for us to get this? 3 days, 2 days?
No, for the because of the creation of the different things, it took a little bit over a week.
A little over a week? Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put the link in the chat. How long are the discount? Gregory, I'm not sure, but you know, you don't have to worry about it for the next. I wouldn't worry about it. You know, we love you guys anyway. So really what I want to do is get you guys using it, get some feedback from you, and you know, go from there. Okay? How would this work with international? Whatever information you give us is what we're going to give you the links for. Where would I get the content from? Alex. I don't get where. it would get the content from.
You don't have to worry about the article
Content.
unless you want to submit a spun article and stuff, and then that's the extra one Patrick was talking about.
Right.
You just supply the links, the embeds, the keywords, and your other information. And like I said, the VA handles putting all that together. Each of these articles in Henrik's list here is unique. Each post or page.
It has all English. Where are the coupon codes again? All right, hang on a minute. It's embeds RFR or embeds MM. Let me go and get it exactly for you guys. Okay, hold on. Any other questions?
Did you put the link in the chat or questions?
I did, but I'll do it again. Just 1 second.
I just don't see it. I didn't know.
You guys still seeing my screen?
We see RFR EMbed Factory. Is that your screen?
Nope, that's Henrik's.
Oh, that's mine.
All right, Terry, while I'm doing this,
You've got the screen now, but go ahead.
I don't want the screen. I'm going to go and try to get the embed codes
Oh,
or the whatever.
okay, fine. Henrik's
There
got
you
the
go.
screen.
Thank you. So if you two can answer questions while I go double check this for us, okay? So the basic question is, did we take our time to put this together for you to help you in your business? Do you think it's good? You know, we don't need to really worry about nitty gritties, but is it helpful? Is it, just give me your thoughts on it. Because
So you know, Herman says Embed RFR was working.
embed RFR. Okay, so then if it's RFR embed, then it's embed MM for Mastermind.
And he has it all in lowercase.
Okay, cool. I know that I'm the one that created it, but you know what? Sometimes the creator can't remember what he created because we create so much. So sorry about that. So ask him what the final price was. It's like $32, $34 to do this, right? All right, here's the link. I'll put it in the chat. Okay. Hold
Herman
on.
said it was $37.26.
Yep, for the RFR people.
Yep, 37.26 for RFR and like 34 something and change for Mastermind. So I need you guys to tell me if that's a good price, a low price, a high price, if it's reasonable. Just give me your ideas, because this is not ingrained in granite. This is just something that we want to do for you guys because we love you so much. And when we go to launch it to the public, obviously these are not going to be the prices.
Well, personally, I think it's unreasonable and it's too low.
It's too low? Who said that?
That was me, but it's not a complaint. It's just a fact.
Well, it's going to change, but right now it's not. Questions?
Does anybody else? I mean, I still have not seen the link show up in the questions. Is it just me?
No, hang on a second, dude.
Okay.
Now you should.
and people are asking, will they have this price if they buy now? Will they keep that price if they keep buying, or
Yes.
it will no doubt go up at some point in the future? But
No, what we always do, what's our motto? You get what you get in the future when you get what you get today. Have we ever changed Ranking Factory prices? No, not for anybody that's ever been here.
No,
It's
but
the
what you
same thing.
said is that the price will go up in 30 days to the normal one. So
Yep.
the discount code will expire, which means that they will have to pay more for the embeds on that time.
Right. Can you see the link in the questions, Terry, now?
no.
It's an answer to Amy says the link is there.
It is.
Okay, it's just me then. I don't have it, but there I see it. Somebody else posted it, but it's not a link. It's just the URL. Okay.
What is it? Well, I thought a link was a URL.
You can put down a URL and it not be an actual link. Like if you wrote it on a piece of paper, it's not really a link. It's just the URL. So somebody has typed in the URL but not made it a link.
Okay, discount code. Yes,
It wasn't you doing it.
I'll put it right here. Oops.
Now, I look down in chat and I see that link in chat. I just didn't see it in questions. So. So if anybody else doesn't see it in the chat, in the questions, look in the chat.
And someone is asking the difference between Ranking Factory, RFR, and Mastermind. Mastermind is the group that we have where everybody has all of our products and they pay a simple fee for that. And we guarantee that no matter what we do or what we come out with, that they will always get a better price than our regular members because they are part of the Mastermind group, of the suite of products. So that's why you always see the different codes between RFR and Mastermind, because, you know, if you're paying a little extra money for the Mastermind, we want to give you incentive when you buy these other things to offset the cost of being part of the Mastermind. So that's the explanation.
Patrick, didn't you set the redirect to the form on the
No, I sent the redirect to the Google document that has the form on it.
Okay.
It's going to a 404 on a redirect.
That's what Alex says.
What? Okay. For right now, put the link in the chat area, and then I'll have to go double check it. Or we can give them the link to this form here. It's going to a 404. It worked yesterday. In either case, I'll have it fixed in 15 minutes if it's not. All right. Any other questions? So here's the thing. If you guys know and think that this is good, make sure you put something in the Ranking Factory Skype group or the GMB Skype group. and the Facebook group or anything else that says we blew you away today with this opportunity. And if you're walking, talking, living, and breathing, and you're in this business, you should have at least one of these networks to help increase your business. You guys agree with that?
They should have 1,000.
Hell, are you kidding me?
If you have the authority checker, run it once before you place your order, and then a few weeks after you get your order, run it again just to see what difference it's made in your money page that you're setting up the embed network for.
Would anybody like to link to the authority checker?
But what we should mention, Terry, is that the authority checker is a must benchmark. So you would use that primarily to check yourself against the competition, because that's not an indication of whether you will increase in ranking in Google.
Right. But it gives you can have a baseline before you've done any of this. And
yeah. Because Moz has changed the algorithm, so they have what they call a spam factor in now, and that's why all the DAs actually dropped after the new updates.
Right. The meaning of the number has changed, but you can still compare a number now versus a number a month from now, and if there's a difference. It doesn't really matter what the number is, so much as that you're making a positive difference in it.
So if your competitor is also increasing in his DA, then there won't be any effect. But if you're increasing in DA and your competitors are not, then the likelihood of you increasing in rankings are better, just to put it straight.
Yep.
Yeah.
There's a link to the authority checker in the chat. This thing is really cool.
It is. It's useful for, Patrick's made some videos on using it for finding expired domains and soon to be expired domains, checking them out. It's useful for a lot of things, but once you get it, get a baseline on all of your own Google prop or your own web property.
There's a special coupon for members of the EMbed Factory Network Skype group. I gave everybody the discounts for the Skype group. If you're in the Skype group, you're in RFR, right?
Yeah, if you're in that Skype group, that's what the Embed RFR is for.
Right. Whether it's Terry's or mine or what? No, look, Amy, look above. The link above it at 123 is the link. All I did was tell you what that link was above. But I'll give it to you anyway, sweetie. Now it's in the question area as well. Thank you.
And those links will be put in the Skype group, in the Embed Factory Skype group. So if you didn't, if there's something wrong with you today that you don't purchase any of these,
you know what? I got a deal. If you don't buy at least one today, I'll never sell you another one in life. How's that? You got to buy one today.
But that way you'll have the link for tomorrow or next week or whenever you want to buy some.
Right. No, I mean, I can already, Henrik and I can already see some movement from what we did last week with Oceans. And I'm just really excited about all the internal things that we can creatively think of in the Skype group. In the document that I created is a link to the Skype group. If you don't get that, let me know and we'll get you into the Skype group for this product for discussion. Okay? Yes, I know, Skype group.
And then come back and tell everybody in the Skype group if you've what combination of embeds worked for you and stuff like that, so other people can go, oh, I didn't think about embedding one of those. Yeah, so we can help each other all get better rankings for all our properties.
Cool.
Patrick, just to make you aware of it, it's been 2 hours.
No. Bye.
It's because we went off on the rabbit hole for a while, but
You know what's really funny? I think it's funny. At the beginning of this, I said, Hendrik, it's going to be hard for us to blow 30 minutes doing this today. Oh, it's just too funny. All right. So hopefully everybody got what they need. I'm going to go fix the redirect. You'll get to the page. The form is on the page, and we'll go from there. You guys all have my Skype information anyway. So if you need me, Skype me, and give me 15 minutes to fix what we need to fix to make sure that that redirect is going to the proper Google document. Okay. Thanks everybody for being here. Just awesome. Any last comment, Terry, Hendrik?
no, just think about all the things you can embed in these.
Okay. All right. Talk to you guys later. Thanks.
And if you really want to power up your Google properties, then you hit it with 7,000 package of these backlinks.
7,000.
Several
thousand. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'll not limit it to 10. 20 would be okay as well.
Yeah. No, I'm this is going to be my main booster rocket to the moon. So I appreciate it, guys. See you. Talk to you later.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
See you Thursday. Bye-bye.
I know.